Good afternoon. Haven't seen you all for like a couple hours. Tommy Grisafi, ATI ProMedia. We are powered by advanced trading. Well, we made it through the Conab numbers. We have a USDA report. We're starting the session a little early. I'll break down some numbers for you right now. May corn down 1, soybeans down 7, wheat mix down a little bit, down 5. We have a feeder cattle and spring wheat here also. So lots of things moving around here. I just realized something jumped on my board, but I'll get that fixed. Let's bring in my co-host here so they could bail me out of whatever I'm looking at here. Connor B, Brady Huck, bring them into the show. There they are.
Good afternoon. How we doing, everyone?
Doing great, Connor. Good to see you.
Yeah. Well, we're about 7 minutes out, depending on what clock you're looking at. Probably around 5 minutes out. Brady, do you want to give us a quick rundown of the USDA estimate numbers? Give us any color.
Let's throw that up here.
Yep.
Throw these estimates up. Get a snapshot. Double clicking. Sorry, Joe. Looking at the ending stocks for U.S. grains, the average estimate is for 2.1 billion bushel ending stocks carry out on corn, slightly lower than last month at 2.172. Beans at 319 ending stocks. It's about 4 million bushels above for the average estimate on last month. And then wheat at 691, a little higher there for kind of what the trade's looking for from the U.S. balance sheet. Conab, or the sorry, my words are jumbled. South America, all eyes going to be there. We talked about that a little bit this morning. Yep. Dr. Cruz talked about it yesterday in the premium content. Going to have some eyes there as well.
Right. And the things that jump out at me, right? The range of estimates, that corn ending stocks number 224 is the high end of estimates. That number really scares me. That's a beefy number. And as you said, do you have Conab's numbers that we could just flash those up real quick, Brady?
Yeah, I'll flip back to those real quick. Yep.
Yeah. So Brazil, right, they dropped production this morning. They went from a 112 to a 110 on corn, right in line with estimates on soybeans, the 146 range, and they're at 146.5. Much lower. That gap seems to just keep getting wider compared to what the USDA numbers are. So yeah. I am going to be fascinated. Are we going to keep that gap, or do we see the USDA drop production as well? So when I look at Brazil, I see that yield number changing on corn. That's a big drop for this time of year. So we'll see here in about 3-4 minutes what the USDA is going to say as well.
If you're a bull, you like those Conab numbers, that's for sure. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. If we get a bearish USDA report, we're just going to stop talking about it and look at the Conab numbers only.
Pick which numbers you like.
Yeah. So I'll pull this up, guys. Just looking historical. The April report, it kind of gets forgotten about. We had that big acreage intentions report at the end of March, and then we really start focusing on what's weather and yield going to be. So sometimes this one definitely sneaks up on me. But as you can see, we still see some decent price action historically. On soybeans, especially 2022, big bull rally. Looking at that, and we've seen it on corn. Similar story, right? Decent run up in 2022, but we've seen it go both sides of the board the past 10 years. So we'll see what type of price action we get here, but historically, sometimes it's been a little quiet, right? But we can still see some big surprises.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of surprises, we got no surprise at all. We work with one of the best in the industry. I don't think you're going to see anything like this anywhere. Yesterday on the show, we had Dr. Cesar Cruz. He is one of our teammates here at Advanced Trading, and he knows more about Brazil than I'll put him up against anyone in the industry. And if you'd like to debate with him, he could do it in Portuguese, or he can do it in the good old English language. He is one of the best. So if you need premium content, www.atipromedia, click subscribe, $30 a month, $1 a day. We can send you this video from yesterday. And with that, hey, I got some exciting news. I'm down in RFD TV. I'll be hosting Scott the Cow Guy today. His mom passed. And even more exciting news, you know who's going to be my co-host? This guy who's got 2 thumbs going live on national TV today. This guy. All right. With that, bring in us all, Joe. And if you guys could add my quotes. We are 45 seconds out. Let's take a when the numbers come out. Let's just each take a deep breath. Watch these things come out a little bit. Of course, who knows what's going to happen? Seatbelts, people, seatbelts. And I did park down here in Nashville, but it wasn't in the orange lot. I would say Connor B, regular bet, usual amount. Why not? Voice the number, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Oh, the
price
big
action,
boys.
you got it pulled over there. And Tommy, if you hear the numbers, cut me off. Corn pulling back from the this morning session. We're still positive. Maycorn's down a little bit. Soybeans down 6 right now, and wheat down right around 6. July wheat down 7. So let's see. We should be about any moment. Here we go. Initial reactions. I see Tommy cut me off again.
Wheat 698. Wheat 698, gentlemen. Looking
It's above.
698, a little
corn
bit above expectations.
2.122, just a tiny bit higher than expected. Looking for soybeans next. Soybeans 340. That's the bearishness in the soybeans, and you're seeing that in the price action, folks.
That's
yeah,
at the
so
top. Go,
yeah,
Tommy.
it's top end of the range. What else do we have? Anything out of Brazil? Argentina. Brazil corn production 124, going a little. Soybean 155, unchanged. Argentina, looking for Argentina corn and soybeans. Argentina corn 55, Argentina soybeans 50. So let's see how the market digests this. What do you guys think of the initial price reaction?
For out of the numbers, we're seeing some bearish, definitely on soybeans, and that's the big bearish number, right? Corn, pretty much in line with estimates, a little bit above where they thought, but pretty close to their March numbers. But make sure I got my notes here, 340 on the soybeans. That's at the top end of the range, right? That's a big carryout number on soybeans. And so moving right down. Brazil.
In the initial price reaction, guys, I mean, soybeans were down 6 or 7 before. They went down 14. They're down 10. Corn just tried a little attempt at rallying. I don't want to put this report as a nothing burger. I'd put it as a little bearish.
Right. And so correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy, but they did not change from their March estimates for Brazil. They didn't change their numbers at all, right? March, they were 155 for Brazil soybeans and 124 corn, and that's what they are currently. So we see that gap get even wider compared to what the Conab's doing. It just keeps getting bigger. Amazing to see.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, Brady, let's what are you seeing in cattle? Any changes over there today? I know we've had some recent volatility in the cattle market.
Yep. Actually, I'd say the feeders and the live cattle kind of stabilized here out of the gate. They broke a little bit lower there for a while, but I think the cattle market's trying to find its identity here. And we flushed a lot of the longs out early, and we've bopped any bottom pickers on the top of the head a little bit. Anybody trying to buy the dip has gotten punished a little bit if they tried to do that. But I think the cattle market's trying to figure out what's going on here. But just fats are down 125, so very close to unchanged, and feeders are down 425 to 200. So been bouncing all over the place though.
Yeah, pretty interesting day over there. Well, you're going to be my you're going to join me today on RFD TV. Congratulations. You're going to do great. Connor, you always do a great job on these reports. Wrapping it up, do you have all the numbers now in front of you?
Yep.
Little sticker shock on the soybeans, I believe.
Yeah, that's the big bearish number, Tommy. I'm going to read them right off for you. So ending stocks on soybeans were at 340, right? Top end of the range. Corn, a 2.122, a little higher. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, a little bit higher than what the estimates thought, but generally in line with expectations. Not a big number. And then wheat, wrapping it up, was at 698. March report there at 673. So similar in line. And then Brazil numbers, they really didn't change them at all, left them unchanged, which makes sense to me, especially on the corn market, right? We're still a lot of weather to go, a lot of time to see if this crop's made or not. So I didn't see a change. It just surprises me more that Conab dropped their yield number this morning. So still, that story's still there, that huge, bigger range. I just did some quick math, 14 million metric ton difference from what the USDA and Conab is saying what Brazil is going to grow for a corn crop. Unbelievable number.
be interested to see what Karen Braun says from Reuters. She's the best. I mean, she cranks out those numbers, has everything else. Speaking of the best, we have a great research department ourselves. Kudos to all those folks. They start showing up 4:35 in the morning. They show up early, stay late. Let's tell people a little bit about premium content. We'll run a little ad here, and then we'll talk about what the rest of the day looks like here, and we'll get out. But before we go, looks like soybeans only down 6. Let's tell people what ATI ProMedia Premium Edition is. Welcome to ATI Pro Media, powered by Advanced Trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you'll receive advanced trading research, actionable text, and a minimum of 6 videos a week featuring industry experts and insight. Click the button below to subscribe today. Click like, subscribe. Advanced Trading YouTube channel, free. We go live every day at 9. Heck, we even go live at 1:30 if something crazy happens in the cattle. That's free. But if you want the half-hour show with Dr. Cesar Cruz and the shows we do daily, 6 days a week, getting, my whole goal, guys, as we started this channel was to let's be a financial channel that absolutely loves agriculture and look at you two develop. This week, Connor was on National Agriculture Show live. There's one thing to hit and record, and if it doesn't go well, you could do it again. It's got a different flavor when it's live, doesn't it, Connor?
Absolutely. I know that all too well.
Look at that. Look at my smirk. Look at you. You cool as could be.
Let's do a quick update just on the price action, right? Corn hanging in there positive, beans down right around 5 or 6. So taking some bearish news and really rolling with it so far. We'll see what the rest of the day, the follow through for the rest of the day. But so far, decent price action for a bearish bean number.
Yeah, I hate to let 350 people that are watching go. We have time for questions. If you're out there on X, if you're out there on YouTube, LinkedIn, hi, everyone. Thank you for watching. Tom Grisafi. I'm in Nashville. Brady Huck, Dodge City, Kansas. Connor B, Assumption, Illinois. Let's open up the phone lines here. Get some first-time callers, long-time listeners. Let's see here. Luke, any big changes in cotton, Brady?
Oh, I haven't got to the cotton balance sheet yet.
Yeah.
I was looking at the corn balance sheet real quick, and then I'll jump to the cotton and dig into that while you guys fill some airtime. But the corn balance sheet, the only significant change I really saw was ethanol and feed and residual use bumped up a little bit. But I'm very interested to see what the A team breaks it down here this afternoon.
I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, the A team this afternoon. Connor, who do we have on Advanced Trading's YouTube channel?
So I believe we have. Do you have that picture to pick up? Is it Drew Moore, Michael Reginelli? Who's the third one? Brian Bastine?
Probably Brian, yeah. And if not, just make something up because you're on live TV. So just smile.
What do you think? What do you think I just did, Tommy? But yeah, they'll give us the deep dive. That was an interesting thing that I want to hear from them is what is that ethanol number going to do? Is if it jumps up, right? And how big is that going to be? We'll see that. So
hey, we got another question. If it's a hard question, it goes to Connor. If it's an easy one, it goes to me. I call it. And Brady doesn't have his glasses. He'll be like, I can't see what they ask. You read it off, Connor.
With China being in an economic downturn and a huge grain importer, do you think we'll see futures going lower on decreased anticipated demand? Great question, Dylan.
I'll jump on that one. So yesterday in Dr. Cesar Cruz, he had over 14 charts. And the one thing I left, and you'll hear me say it in that video, I'm not just making this up, is, wow, that was really informative. What I learned today is Brazil and Argentina are absolutely kicking our butt when it comes to exports to China. Yes, China's economy's turned down, but they didn't quit eating. And they're just not buying as much from us because South America, they still have room to expand in production agriculture. I'll tell you a couple things. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what was in that video. While Dr. Cesar Cruz was speaking, I searched how many square miles is America. And America, I want to say, is like 3.7 million square miles. But then I took away Alaska, and that gets us closer to 3 million square miles. Brazil is 3.2 million square miles, and you can check my math on that. But do that for me, Connor. Make sure I'm not making up fake news on live TV here. How many square miles is Brazil? I think it's 3.2 million. And so, yeah, America's a big place, but you start getting rid of Alaska and Montana and Brazil. What's so scary about Brazil is they have so much more room to expand. I would actually say after watching Doctor's video, I was like, whoa, yeah, sure. We had that little bullish report where we lost 1 million acres and our stocks were down. They go 1 week of tearing down trees. They could make that up. What do you guys think?
Well, and the fact that, how much of their crop goes to the export market too, Tommy. I mean, we use a lot of our grain here domestically, and their crops in South America, so much of it hits the export market. It's, massive on the worldwide scale. The other thing that Dr. Cruz talked about, in that I don't want to give all the premium content away, but the north to south distance and the number of crops that they can plant, some of the advantages that
You
we
actually
don't
watched
think
the
about
video.
down there. I did, Tommy. It was good stuff. Dr. Cruz is great. Great
Let's
to
keep
listen
talking,
to.
boys. The more we keep talking, the market's going up.
We got a great comment by Corey, but you were dead on. 3.2 million square miles in Brazil, and the whole thing about tearing down forests. We're seeing the EU saying they want forestry-free soybeans. We're seeing that in Illinois. Brady, I don't know if you're seeing that in Kansas, where certain people are offering a premium, right, to prove that it's forestry-free soybeans. So that's a topic for a different day. We'll stay on the USDA report. Corey, this is an amazing correlation. USDA and Conab on soy. The difference is the size of the Iowa soybean crop last year. I have not fact checked that, Corey, but if that's true, that is amazing. I bet it's something similar on the corn number too, right? 14 million metric ton. If we convert that to bushels and compare that, is that the size of the Minnesota corn crop?
Wow.
Interesting stats. Well, no one's going to do it better than Brian, Michael, Drew, in the deep dive. Anything you guys want to say before we end? I could talk forever, but I got to save some energy. I got to do a half-hour show here at 1 o'clock. I will be on Cow Guy Close at 1. Brady Huck will be my guest, and I want you all to tune in to that. Go ahead with Luke, sir.
Yeah, Luke asked about cotton. Quick dive at the U.S. balance sheet. Very minimal changes to the balance sheet on the U.S. side, Luke. 2.5 million bales ending stocks last month, same ending stocks this month. So kind of a snoozer on the cotton front on the U.S. balance sheet. I did not look at the world numbers, but we'll email all this stuff out. Clients, customers, they get this as part of their premium package. They get some data.
Actionable text alerts. Yep, we'll get that out. Hey, real quick, guys. Joe, bring back in the quotes, and I'm going to have Connor bring it from the top. Talk about what we had today. Conab, Connor and Brady, you guys go ahead. We had Conab today. We had USDA. I'm liking this price action. Was not a disaster.
Yep.
Wrap it up, boys. What do you see?
I'll go first, Brady. Then you close it out. Conab numbers, right, which is Brazil telling us what the Brazil crop is. They dropped it a little bit this morning. We saw that. You guys broke it down nicely. A 110 production on corn, 146 on soybeans. Then recently we had the USDA reports. I'll start with Brazil. USDA, what they say Brazil is going to have for a corn crop, 124 corn. I'm sorry, 155 soybeans. So much bigger than what the Conab is. And then here in the United States, you want to go ahead? You got those numbers in front of you, Brady?
Yep. Corn ending stocks 2.122 versus the average estimate of 2.109. That's down from 2.172 last month. Beans 340 million bushel ending stocks. The average estimate was 319, and the March number was 315. So kind of a slightly bearish bean ending stocks on the U.S. side of things. Wheat 698 versus the trade average was 691, and last month we were at 673 million bushels. So wheat and beans numbers were maybe a hint bearish, but the market, like Tommy and Connor, you guys have said, and we see right here on the quote board, the market seems to be digesting the news okay right now.
Yeah. It feels like we're ready to start digesting what's weather going to be. Where are we going to see planning progress, U.S. production? I feel like that's the focus is. So not taking these numbers, right? Overall, let's call it, it's kind of a bearish report, right? Soybeans being the leader, but we didn't see, I'm going to say bearish to neutral on the corn and wheat front. And so we're kind of taking it in stride. We are down across the board right now, but that big soybean number we could see
off the lows.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not upset at all. This is I had Carly Garner on the show the other day, and I said, you get nervous for the USDA report. She said, we pay attention to the reports, but she goes, I'm into the price action, the charts, and this is positive price action on a negative number. I think that's pretty good. So with that, everyone, we want to thank you. We just hit our 9,000th subscriber to the Advanced Trading YouTube channel. We couldn't have done that without you. There's something we need to ask you to do. Go to Advanced Trading YouTube, hit the bell. We go live all the time. Hit that bell, and hopefully this information helps you. What can we do better on the show? We're coming on our 100th show, our 100th live. We haven't missed a day yet. We had to pull a couple strings to get them all on there. But, technology's changed, guys. I could go put my iPhone on the stand and be live anywhere, right? It's actually a light, but you get my point. Any last talking points? We have 425 people watching us. I just want to keep, I'm excited there's 400 people watching us. I'm going to go live in front of 25,000 here in an hour. What's the matter with me? A lot of things. Wrap it up, boys. Anything? Last closing thoughts? If we talk long enough, we might be able to get beans up on the day.
Yeah, I kind of want to linger around and see if they go green on us. But beans, down 3 cents right now, 3 to 4 cents.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of things going forward here, and I think farmers got to pay attention to the opportunities at hand over the coming months and definitely take advantage of them if they present themselves. Don't want to be having no plan is a plan, but it's not a very good plan in my opinion.
Absolutely. Brady Huck, Dodge City, Kansas. Tom Grisafi coming to you live from Nashville. Connor Bridgman, Assumption, Illinois. We are ATI Pro Media. Catch this show again around 1:30, 2 o'clock when the other guys really deep dive in the numbers. If you'd like that video from Cesar Cruz, www.atipromedia. Click subscribe, enter your information, you'll get it. If you want to call us, 1-855-737-FARM. My brother Joe is sitting on that line. I will see you guys. I'll see you, Brady, in an hour and a half, buddy.
See you guys.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.